Hey there, Jessica here, and in today's video, I'm going to walk you through 10 signs that show a man is moving from just liking you to being head over heels in love with you. You know, as the saying goes, love is a game that two can play, but both can win. However, the reality is that not everyone walks away victorious in love because it can make us act in ways we'd never imagine. There's a science behind love that involves chemicals running through our bodies, and these chemicals are incredibly powerful, pushing us to do things we wouldn't normally do. If we break it down scientifically, love triggers the release of several chemicals in the brain, some of which we simply can't control. Dopamine is one of the main chemicals involved, and interestingly enough, it's the same chemical that's released when people take things like nicotine or cocaine. Yeah, love can have that strong of an effect. Alongside dopamine, there's norepinephrine, which is basically adrenaline. This can lead to sweaty palms and that racing heartbeat when you're around someone you're falling for. So, let's get right into it. Here are 10 signs that he's falling in love with you. 1. He expresses that you're special. One of the clearest signs that a guy is falling in love with you is when he starts to show and even verbalize that you are incredibly special to him. There was actually a study conducted by Rutgers University that showed how when someone falls in love, they become almost laser-focused on their partner. This heightened focus stems from an increased level of dopamine, the same chemical that helps us stay focused during exams or while studying. When you're on his mind constantly, it's more than just a passing fancy. He's feeling something deeper. 2. It's not just about sex. When a man is falling in love, physical attraction takes a back seat to emotional connection. Sex becomes less of a priority, and it's no longer the most important thing in the relationship. A study found that 64% of men in love disagreed with the statement, "Sex is the most important part of my relationship." When he truly cares for you, he values more than just the physical side of things, and that's a key indicator he's falling for you emotionally. 3. You're always on his mind. If he's constantly thinking about you and finding excuses to contact you or see you, then he's definitely falling for you. Love makes us think about the person we're with almost all the time. He might text you more than usual, or perhaps he'll find ways to spend time with you, even if it means rearranging his schedule. That rush of chemicals he feels when he's around you will motivate him to be with you as much as possible if he's making an effort to always be around. It's a clear sign that his feelings are becoming stronger. 4. He focuses on your positive traits. When a guy falls in love, he tends to focus more on your positive qualities and is less likely to notice or care about your flaws. Love has a way of making us overlook certain imperfections because we're so wrapped up in how great the other person is. If he's always complimenting your best traits and seems oblivious to the things that you might see as weaknesses, then you've likely captured his heart. 5. His behavior becomes erratic. Love can lead to some emotional ups and downs, and it's not uncommon for a guy who's falling in love to behave erratically at times. One moment he's energized and full of excitement. The next, he might seem drained. That's because those intense feelings of love cause physiological and emotional instability. These mood swings are caused by the flood of chemicals in his brain, pulling him in various directions. While this can be confusing, it's often a sign of deep affection forming. 6. He makes you a priority. A man who's in love will begin to prioritize you over other aspects of his life. This can be both conscious and subconscious. Either way, you'll notice that he's going out of his way to spend time with you and make sure you're happy. Love naturally shifts our priorities, and when he starts putting you first, you'll know his feelings are growing stronger. If you find that he's including you in his plans or is willing to adjust his routine to accommodate you, he's definitely falling for you. 7. He wants exclusivity. When a guy is falling in love, he's going to want to lock things down and be exclusive with you. If he's really into you, he won't want to risk you meeting someone else or being with another man. Exclusivity becomes important to him because it's his way of ensuring that you're his and only his. If he's talking about commitment or expressing a desire to be your one and only, that's a sure sign that his feelings are becoming serious. 8. He tells you he loves you. When a guy opens up and tells you that he loves you, it's a huge moment. Trust can be difficult, especially if you've been hurt in the past, but if he's vulnerable enough to share his feelings, sometimes you just have to take that leap of faith and believe him. Love requires trust, and if he's saying those 3 magical words, it's a clear indication that he's deeply connected to you. 9. You love him too. True love is reciprocal, and if you're in love with him as well, it's much more likely that he's falling for you. I firmly believe that love can't truly exist without being mutual. If he continues to show his love for you over time, and you don't feel the same, that's not love on his part. It's infatuation. The same goes for you. If you're in love with someone who doesn't love you back, then it's not really love. Love should always be mutual. If it's not, then it's time to move on and find someone who will give you the love you deserve. 10. He becomes emotionally dependent on you. The final sign that a man is falling in love with you is that he starts to become emotionally dependent on you. This doesn't mean he'll lose himself completely, but he'll start to rely on you for emotional support and stability. When he's having a tough day, you're the one he turns to for comfort. If he starts seeking you out to share both his good and bad moments, it's a sure sign that he's falling for you and sees you as someone he can build a future with.